I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well through the Spirit and teach well, Lord willing that they can continue to endure and be sincere. Mighty Shalom to the hopeful elect in the same Spirit, teaching His word and believing His word, Lord willing that they can continue to endure in the same Spirit and be sincere. And Shalom to the Akwatiyam that are believers of the faith, Lord willing that they can continue to pursue their lot, which is being a loving and silent and virtuous wife. And Lord willing, the Most have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that's not in the faith. Right? This is a quick, exhortation and to encourage you. This is brotherly love going into a fool is unteachable and useless. Going into a man and a woman. The way that a man leads his household or how he leads in his ministry, he's teaching the sheep, which is men and women. Women have to be in order, men have to be in order, but even more, we can't be lazy. This is why women, you have your work. You should definitely believe, the Lord blessed, Israel, with having Bibles where you could go purchase and buy it and go read in the scriptures. But of course, you go to the men of the Lord to get that understanding. But it helps you build discipline on knowing how to be a wife. A woman is a female servant under the man. So outside of that, even if you have children, it helps you be disciplined. It helps you not be lazy because your job is never done. And a man of the Lord, his job is never done because he got to always study. He got to get ready to teach. If the Lord moving you to teach, of course, you might be providing. You might have a wife that's making it, that's doing her labor to make sure the bills can actually be paid the best way possible. Everybody putting their hand in. Everybody might be occupied with watching the kids, depending on how many that you have. But even more when you have a daughter and she's growing, or daughters, that's the father's possession. So everything that you do is supposed to bounce off onto the daughter and raise her to be an example of a wife now, so that she doesn't grow to be a fool, right? Because you could teach somebody face to face, and you could teach them with your own actions, your daily routine, the daily thing that you do, how you talk to one another, how you lead, But I got to keep it short because I got to go back to the plantation. Lord willing, I could land me off of this later on. But this is Sirach chapter 22, verse 1 and 8, and then drop it down to verse 11 to 18 in the Good News Translation. This is what it reads. It says, lazy people are no better than dung. They are repulsive and no one wants to get near them. It is a disgrace for a father to have an undisciplined child, right? It's a disgrace if the child is undisciplined, boy or girl, especially if it is a daughter. You see that? Especially if it is a daughter. A sensible daughter will get a husband, but a shameless daughter brings her father grief, right? A girl with no sense of propriety will disgrace both her husband and her father. Well, why is it bringing out the daughter, right? A woman is a weaker vessel than a son. A son gets the son the son will get the inheritance under the father. Even if you have a daughter, the son carries the generation. The daughter doesn't. And a son, you can structure him in a different way than you can a woman, right? Because soon as that daughter get of age, back then, a daughter, it becomes a business because you will arrange a marriage, a suitable man of understanding to have your daughter. You know what I'm saying? But even more, when it's with your son, you're gonna want to teach your son to choose his wife carefully, right? Because a woman can have any man, but you want your daughter to be with a man of understanding, right? Because then that marriage can last to longevity. But if a woman or a daughter is bringing grief to the father, she's going to bring a grief to the husband. And even more, the wife, she has to look at what was she teaching? What was her actions in front of this daughter, right? So it says, neither will have any respect for her. Lecturing your children can sometimes be as out of place as singing to people in mourning. But a whipping is a wise choice of discipline at any time. Trying to teach a fool is like gluing a broken pot back together, like waking someone out of a deep sleep. Explaining someone to a fool is like explaining it to a sleepy person, right? And this is why the Lord tells us to wake up out of sleep in Romans, the 13th chapter, right? Because people, fools are asleep. Fools don't want to know. They don't want to be in the knowing, right? So it says explaining something to a fool is like explaining it to a sleepy person. When you have finished, he'll say, "What was that again?" We mourn for the dead because they have no access to light. Now, if you look at in a deeper level, being dead is like an Israelite dead from the neck up, not having knowledge, not having understanding, and not having wisdom, right? Where am I? Finish. Okay. It says It says we ought to mourn for fools because they have no access to intelligence. In fact, we should go into deeper mourning for fools because the life they lead is worse than death. The dead are at least at rest. For 7 days we mourn the dead, but the foolish or ungodly person causes a lifetime of grief. Like when they lose a person, they hold on to the death longer, because they're a fool. They don't understand that Ecclesiastes 12:7, that when somebody died, the spirit goes up to the Heavenly Father. The flesh, it's in the earth, where it was made from. It said, don't visit stupid people or spend a lot of time talking with them, right? Avoid them, then they can't contaminate you, right? But still, you want to put the armor of the Lord on. Even more when it comes to this faith, believers is not being stupid. Believers is asking sincere questions. Believers is actually listening. They're allowing. They want to be guided in the scriptures, right? And even push the thought of those debates, because really some of these debates just be stupid. And when you really look at it, sometimes it's really for money, or it's really just an argument. There's nobody really getting edified on either side, and people that could be watching can just be just speaking a whole bunch of shabba dabba doo doo. But it's all about the elect, and if somebody is not pursuing to be the elect, they already feel that this is their kingdom. You're really talking to somebody stupid. So you're really contaminating yourself with the conversation of somebody that is stupid. It says you can live in peace without being troubled or worn down by their foolishness. Such people are a heavier burden to bear than lead, and the only word that fits them is fools. It is easier to carry a load of sand, salt, and iron than to put up with a stupid person, right? And when you go to Proverbs 12:1, somebody that hated reproof is brutish. Brutish is stupid, right? Because you want to get reproof, where is it correction? You want to hear instructions. You want to hear the right way, right? It says a wooden beam can be put into a building so firmly that an earthquake cannot shake it loose. A person can be trained to use reason and good sense so well that he keeps his head when a crisis comes. A mind that thinks things through intelligently is like a firm wall, right? So a mind that thinks things through intelligently. How do we think intelligently? It's by the wisdom, knowledge, understanding of the Lord. Wisdom of Solomon 9:6. Without the Lord wisdom, we are nothing. Wisdom of Solomon 10:21. We're eloquent because of the wisdom and knowledge and understanding of the Lord. It's not really us. It's really the Lord that abides within us, right? Right? Because just being human intelligent, it doesn't have no value like it does in the spirit. It says, finally, decorated small stones on top of the wall will not stay put when the wind blows, and a person whose stupid ideas have made him timid will not be able to stand up to frightening situations. Right? That made me think, and you can go read it, Luke chapter 6 verse 46 down to 49. You know, you want to be building on a solid foundation. If a wind did hit you, you won't fall, you won't tumble. You know, you're going to endure to the end. It's the whole point. The foolish foundation, the foolish mindset, a foolish marriage with a man and a woman, a foolish woman with a BBL, a foolish nigga, a drug or a rapper, or you got foolish brothers that are so-called Israelites, but they're making this thing of entertainment. You know, through the spirit, they're really foolish. You know, because we really should be making our call and election sure and just teach this word. You know. With all praise to Yahweh Shema Shai, how he has the system. You know, I'm going to read this last one. I got to go back in. This is Proverbs chapter 2, verse 2 and 9. It says, so that thou incline thy ears unto wisdom and apply thy heart to understanding. Yea, if thou criest after knowledge and liftest up thy voice of understanding, if thou seekest her after silver, which is this wisdom, right? Or, you know, we could even say the Rakak Wadash. It says, searches for her as for hid treasure. Matthew 6 and 21, right? Wherever your heart is, that's where your treasure lay, you know? It says, then shalt thou understand the fear of the Lord Yahweh and find the knowledge of God. For the Lord Yahweh giveth wisdom. Out of his mouth cometh knowledge and understanding. He layeth up sound wisdom for the righteous. That's why the Lord brought forth back the prophets. It's easy out here. You know, it's just hard. If you don't have faith, you're not going to get this. But it's easy because the true believers is drawn to the word. They're drawn to the teachers. You know, it says, he is a buckler, right? A shield, a protector to them that walk uprightly, who walk righteously. He keepeth the path of judgment and preserveth the ways of his saints, which are the elect on this side. Then shalt thou understand righteousness and judgment, equity, yeah, every good path, right? And that's somebody that's diligent. If you're lazy, you're not going to know the path of the Lord, right? This is why the title right here says, a fool is unteachable and they're useless. We were supposed to be used by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, because if he abide in you and you abide in him, the Lord is using you. Salaki, the Lord is using you, man or woman. If the Lord brought your union, your relationship, your marriage together, the Lord is using you, using this marriage, right, to be an example for other marriages, right, for other sisters. It could be a girl that's single out here, right? Jacob trouble might come. You're the man of the Lord, and the Lord might draw her to you. I'm using all angles because that is going to happen. You know, you want to be useful. You don't want to be useless. To be useless, you're lazy. You're we all are unprofitable servants. But a useless person, a foolish person, is a unprofitable vessel. You know, you don't have the fruits of the spirit. The Lord can't use you. This is why it's zombies and dead motherfuckers out in these streets. Lord willing, this is edifying. Lord willing, I can come back and get a little more in there. But all praise to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash. And with that, Shalom.